Welcome to Fox TV News, where everything is true.
Sarah's farewell. Longtime friend of the late Sarah Newland Martin, Nella McPherson left is consoled by Dr. Barbara Isaacs during the service of Thanksgiving of Newland Martin's life, held at the Bethel Baptist Church on Saturday. At right, opposition leader Mark Golding passes the casket in a show of respect. Newland Martin, a former head of the Kingston Youth Men Christian Association, died on June 8. Her body was interred at Miami Bay Baptist Church Cemetery, St. Andrew. St. Andrew man charged for murder. 40-year-old Samuel Waldo of Brooks Level Road, Stony Hill in St. Andrew was arrested and charged for murder after the dismembered and burnt remains of 77-year-old Derek Lindsay, also of Brooks Level Road, was discovered in Cavaliers in the parish on Monday, June 6. Reports are that Lindsay was last seen alive at his home on Saturday, June 4th, and a missing person report was subsequently filed for him. On June 6, a team from the Stony Hill Police Station, acting on information, carried out a search of an area known as Suffolk Gully in Cavalier St. Andrew, where the human remains were found. Waldo was subsequently arrested in Halfway 3 St. Andrew on Tuesday, June 27, after DNA evidence was found in a room where he resides. He was subsequently charged following a question and answer session. A family tormented by death begs for support. Devastation, disbelief, and dreadless torment of Jamaican family that woke up on Friday, June 24 to news that the bodies of 3 members were found inside a house in Queens, New York. Even more heartbreaking for them is that one of the relatives had only been in the United States for 10 days, visiting family on summer break from university. The deceased have been identified as 22-year-old nursing student Vashona Brittany Malcolm, 55-year-old Carlin Barnett, and her son 36-year-old Dervon Brightley, a security guard in Times Square. Malcolm's body was found with multiple stab wounds to the chest and neck on a bed with hands taped together. Her mouth was also taped. The other bodies had stab wounds and signs of blunt force trauma to the head. Contrary to some U.S. media reports that the barbaric murders were carried out by someone who was targeting Malcolm, her cousin Juliet said she was merely caught in something she knew nothing about. She was not the target. She is not from there. She lives here in Jamaica. She just go up there to visit. She go to UTech, University of Technology, Jamaica. She just go up there to visit her cousins and come back to Jamaica. They are our cousins. Carlin Noah's cousin, and the guy that died brightly is her first son. Brittany was at the wrong place at the wrong time. She left from Jamaica on Sunday, June 12. She not even did it 2 weeks good. Juliet, who lived in Jamaica, told reporters in an interview on Wednesday. One of Malcolm's past lecturers at UTech told reporters that upon hearing the news, she was shocked as the name immediately stood out. I thought her. The name was very familiar, and when I checked my register, there she was. It was her. She was so full of promise and potential, she said. U.S. media reports suggest that the bodies were in the house for at least 3 days before they were found the Friday by Barney's other son. He went to the house to check on them after not hearing from them for 2 days. When he got up there, he found Malcolm on the second floor and then called police, not knowing that his mother and brother were also dead inside. When the police arrived, they found Barnett and Brighter in the basement. He was questioned by the police and later released after they determined that he had nothing to do with the killings. Alarmed neighbors also reported that they had smelled a foul stench in the community, but were uncertain of the source. Another cousin living in Jamaica said Barnett's son is deeply affected by the deadly discovery. It lick him cheap. Me I wonder what kind of position him go see Brittany in a. Him not even did see mother, and him never seen brother. Him did a call them and no get them, so that is how him reached the house, she said. Reporters were informed that Malcolm's mother, whom she lived with in Kingston, has been struggling to cope since she heard. The last time she heard from her daughter was Wednesday, June 22nd. According to the family, Barnett was at work and phoned Malcolm, who was alone at the house, to inform her that somebody would be stopping by to pick up some clothes. The family said Malcolm was told to let the person inside the house. The New York Police Department has since named Barnett's boyfriend, 29-year-old Travis Blake, as a suspect, and on Wednesday, they released photos of Blake on a flyer asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 577 tips. The flyer headed by Wanted for Murder reads, "The above subject is being thought in connection with a triple homicide which took place on the 24th of June 2002. The above individual was last seen walking northbound on 155 Street from the incident location wearing a white t-shirt and black pants. The above individual is considered armed and dangerous. Approach with extreme caution." Juliet further told reporters she texted her mother the same day and said, "Mommy, a man go come for some clothes." Her mother was calling her from that time to ask her what was the outcome and couldn't get her. She called her and she texted her and no answer. "It looked like Brittany was killed first. It is sick." She was a hard-working girl. This was supposed to be her last year at UTech, and she was going to be a registered nurse. She was jovial and always laughing. She will just look at you and start laugh for no reason. She no daddy. She was always smiling and she was lively. It is sad, she added. Lorna, another cousin, said the family is torn, having lost 3 other family members in the last 3 months. "My family and I are asking everyone to pray for us. We are just crying and asking God for strength. This lick everybody. Carlene's father buried just the other day in March. It hot. Somebody tell me, Lorna, you're strong. But me no strong. Me just a try to be strong and me a beg God to give me the strength," she said. "This no easy. In the space of 3 months, so much family members dead. Oh God, man. That hot until it can't hot no more," she told reporters. Stakeholders want Mandeville back to cleanest town status. The South Central town once had the reputation of being among the cleanest in Jamaica. Leading citizens of Mandeville, including a politician, residents and a representative of the area solid waste management, are calling on individuals to stop the illegal dumping of the garbage in Mandeville and its environs. Chairman Stevenson, who is aspiring to represent the Jamaica Labour Party in Mandeville Division, said an illegal dump on the outskirts of the town centre has been an eyesore for months. Stevenson, who is the granddaughter of Mandeville's late former mayor, Cecil Charlton, under whose watch the town was recognized as being the cleanest town decades ago, said she is deeply concerned. "There have been many reports of dumping here in Mandeville, Patrick Road in particular. Southern Parks and Markets, SPM, and I have been talking, and there are business persons, residents who have been coming out and complaining," she said, during a cleanup exercise on Patrick Road on Thursday. SPM is responsible for solid waste management in Clarendon, Manchester and St. Elizabeth. "This is a main area where people, if they want to bypass all the traffic, this is the one road that they would actually travel on," she said. She said citizens have expressed their disgust of the uncleanness in Mandeville. They are very disgruntled because back in the days my grandfather, he would ensure that the area was kept clean no matter what, she said. She added that to allocate funding for the removal of solid waste from illegal dump sites is costly. It is not cheap, so the money that could be used to do other things has to be spent here to clean up the area, she said. "I would like to implore people who are dumping, this is not a dump site. This is not an area for you to dump and throw your rubbish. There are beds out there, diapers, all kind of debris," she added. She said people who litter need to develop a sense of pride to desist from the practice. Persons need to be conscious of the fact that there are people who live here. You have rats and rodents that are now coming out and going into people's yard because of the nastiness, she said. She warned that little bugs causing the act of illegal dumping will be charged for breaches of the National Solid Waste Management Act. People who have been dumping just know that others have been charged, and you might just be the next person who might have to pay the penalty, she said. She added that the government is moving to alleviate the shortage of garbage trucks across the country. "We understand that there is a problem with dump trucks and stuff like that, but it is being worked on," she said. "We find that people like to blame the government or SPM when it comes to garbage, but you need to take care and know that you have to have a concerned sense of pride. Ensure that your garbage is bagged properly. If you want, you can put your recyclables in different receptacles. You can put your perishable food items in your garden," she added. SPM Regional Manager Edward Muir said the agency is now focusing on removing solid waste from illegal dumps. "Right now, we are cleaning some mini dumps right across the region. We cleaned a major dumping site in St. Elizabeth at Fuller's Wood. We have been doing Patrick Road in Mandeville. Then we will be moving to Knockpatrick to have the area cleaned, he said. We know the mini dumps are sometimes as a result of late collection, and also we have people who disregard public safety and dump garbage on the road. However, we are on a drive to clean most of those mini dumps as best as possible, he added. Patrick Garden resident Clayton Allen is hoping that people will desist from dumping garbage in his community, as he commended the authority for cleaning the area. Citizens are happy with that, hoping that we can have some form of fencing to stop people from coming to dump here again, because it has been cleared already and litter bugs came and filled it up again, he said. We are getting rid of some of the stray dogs and rats, and we are getting rid of garbage most importantly, he added. Dr. Peter Wellington, who lived in Mandeville for close to 4 decades, wants the town to return to being a place of cleanliness. The place was filthy, nasty. It was an affront to humanity, which people was doing here. It has been going on for years, but sometimes it gets worse. I would beg them to try and keep their community clean. This used to be the capital of cleanliness. It has now become a dump house. So we have to change our attitude and stop with them foolishness here, he said.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.